Hey there, welcome to day 1417 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey of business. Online and offline business was originally started to document my journey to go from the offline brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. I've kind of started to go back and forth a little bit, helping a lot of offline businesses, getting involved in some of them myself, as I think is necessary to bring a lot of important businesses back into our control, into our local area, so that we don't get into the mess that we have gotten into in the last year or two with respect to the COVID pandemic, making sure that we are self-sufficient and we have what we need in order to continue to move forward and survive, both personally as well as professionally and in our businesses and in our lives. So today we're talking about PVM, which is one of my favorite tools we use in the Get Up and Go Challenge. Baby, it's cold outside. And knowing and applying things. Our annual challenge today, do one thing every day that centers us. Day 350 today already. Almost done, only 15 days left in the year, right? 65 days, 365-day challenge. We talked about the beginning of a two-part saying about knowing isn't enough. You have to apply what you know. Think about if you know about a job and you hear about a job, but you don't apply for the job, what's the probability you're going to get the job? If you know something and have some information and you could use it to make your life better and you never use it, you never apply it, what's the probability of your life getting better based on that knowledge? Zero, slim to none. So it's not enough to just read and learn and listen and study and search throughout a gazillion things and learn all about a bunch of programs and online webinars and seminars and workshops and things if you never apply what you learn. Working on a similar thing with a client right now where there's a step-by-step process that they can apply to do a business that they're trying to do, but instead they're listening to all of the information and then they're going to go back and listen to it again and apply it. I say you can do that, but it's a really long, hard way to do it. If you trust the people that have the system and you know that they're good coaches and they're getting success and they're doing something that you want to do, apply it as you learn it, because the only way you really learn and figure out what works for you is by doing, by applying, by using the information. So I've got a double whammy on that one today because I really support that. Our idiom for Supersize Your Business today, we're doing December cold-related, Christmas type, and ending in New Year's idioms for the month of December to finish off the year for Supersize Your Business. And today I looked up a bunch of December and cold weather type idioms, and one that came up was Baby, It's Cold Outside. Now, Baby, It's Cold Outside is really a song that was composed in 1944 by Frank Loesser, I don't know his name or how to pronounce it, but for him and his wife, who was then Lynn Garland, to sing at their housewarming party in New York as their guests were leaving. Now, this song's over 75 years old, and so when we're looking at the song, we need to say, what was the intent and the custom at the time that this song was written? It was written to be a fun call and response song between him and his wife, a duet for him and his wife, to entertain and amuse his guests and himself as well. And it was taken out of context a couple years ago as part of, when it entered the public domain, as part of the Me Too movement, which I went off on a little bit in Supersize Your Business, because I am really sick and tired of people taking things out of context and then manipulating them for their own personal gains. John Legend did this when he rewrote the song and re-recorded it with Kelly Clarkson and made it all about date rape and things, and thought the song and reinterpreted it. It just goes to show you what younger people do. They forget to do their research and really find out what things are about before they assume and take things and twist them for their own benefit. So I actually saw, I think, the version of that in a movie called Love Hard not too long ago, and I was like, oh, that's a different version. But I never once thought it was about date rape. And then I started researching today for it, and it's like people, and he took it as this thing and tried to get it banned from the radio and stuff. And it's like, it's super frustrating because it's what the media is doing right now to manipulate us in America, and it's unacceptable. It's what other people are doing, and politicians and things. They're taking things and twisting them. They're going back and digging into people's past where a behavior or a costume at a party was perfectly acceptable at the time, and then now all of a sudden it's it's offensive and racist or whatever. I mean, come on, people. Stop the insanity. Think for yourselves. Don't jump on the bandwagon and join everything that comes down the pipe. Now, as a woman in corporate America in the 80s and 90s, I would be hard-pressed to find a woman that didn't have some type of a Me Too experience or story in that time period. This, you know, as women were entering the workforce, the 70s and the 80s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they were a tough time for women. But it didn't, and yes, heinous things happened, but it doesn't mean we jump on this bandwagon and we all share everything. I just find it interesting. And when I see businesses and organizations and CEOs that speak up against and for different things, it helps me a lot, because it helps me to reevaluate whether I'm going to continue to do business with those organizations or not. It takes a lot for me to stop doing business, or used to, with a company. Ford customer service, totally. I bought Fords my entire life until I had a bad experience with Ford customer service, and I will never, ever, ever, as a lifelong customer, they lost my trust, and I will never do business with them again, and I will never encourage anyone I love and care about to buy a Ford again. So it takes a lot to destroy my trust and have me not want to do business with a company because of their behavior. But this jumping on the bandwagon for different things, it's a really easy way for me to decide, yeah, you obviously are not working toward your own values and goals and toward the type of things that I believe in, so I'm not going to do business with you anymore. People that jumped on and are jumping on in businesses and things that are jumping on the critical race theory, I will never do business with them. No, not going to, because it proves that they are following the media and not thinking for themselves. And I don't want to do business with anybody that doesn't think for themselves. I don't want to serve any customers that don't have the ability to think for themselves and discern and know whether I'm a good fit for them or not. I don't want to do it. I don't ever want to waste my time and energy on people that I'm not right for, and vice versa. So don't judge, don't assume, don't take things from the past and then change them around and convolute them and apply intents that were never there for your own personal gains and purposes, because it shows me what kind of person you are. And I don't like it. And I don't have to deal with people that I don't like, and neither do you. So I'm off that soapbox. Our PVM stands for Power Vision Movie. I learned this from Jim Edwards. That was our tool for relationship options today. And we've used Power Vision Movie for finances. We've used it for physical in the past. Because I'm trying to show in the Get Up and Go free 30-day challenge, as we go through it each different time. This is the 10th time we've done it since the beginning of COVID, that the tools are interchangeable and they can be applied to any area and aspect of our life, right? The main areas and aspects of our life. And again, you can define the main areas and aspects of your life any way you want. My friend Victoria Gallagher uses, I think, mind. I don't remember what hers are, actually, and I look at it every day. She's got a hypnosis app that I love. But she has like mind, lifestyle, career, something to do with your body or physical health, maybe, and then wealth. She's got like 6 categories that she just divides everything up into. I used to have 7. I had 7 for forever, and now all of a sudden, and you'll notice those are similar yet different from Victoria's, just like they're similar than different. I got mine from Tony Robbins, I got them from Jim Rohn and the gang back in the late 70s, early 80s, and that worked for me. That framework worked for me, so I've used it for decades. And up until this last April, when I joined a coaching program about confidence and communication and how those are foundational skills, I added those to my areas, and now I talk about 9 areas. Since April, I've talked about 9 different areas and aspects of our life that we can apply these different tools to, including SOAP framework, which is what the Get Up and Go Challenge is all about. It's about taking a framework for dealing with challenges and change, practicing it in different areas and aspects of our life, installing it in our subconscious so that we are guaranteed to get better results going forward from now on when it comes to change, challenges, obstacles, setbacks, anything that we might face. We're automatically better equipped to face that because we have a process that we automatically kick in whenever something comes up. Does something come up every day? Pretty much every day, some change or challenge comes up. So that's what I'm working on end of the year projects, working on getting ready for next year's annual challenge, which is going to be really different than anything I've ever done before. The last 4 challenges have been based on these little journal books, and this year I'm doing something totally different. So it'll be interesting growth experience for me and the people that come along for the ride. So if I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I have got Christmas shopping and other commitments to meet today. I've got a train. What's today? Thursday. Tomorrow, I've got a confidence and coaching core training that I want to participate in. So online, of course, virtual. Everything seems to be virtual. You know what? I'm all for it. I find that virtual trainings, they're almost more intimate and effective. Yeah, I miss the one-on-one interacting with people, but we're doing it in small groups on Zoom calls. We're breaking into and using breakout rooms. It's not exactly the same, but guess what? It's like anything else. There's advantages and disadvantages. There's the advantage of not having to travel anywhere, not having to get on a plane, not having to get proof of vaccinations and COVID tests right and left, and going to places that we're not certain are right for us. And so for me, I personally, selfishly, am loving the virtual thing because I have my own challenges, right? We all have our own situation and our own challenges that there's always, and we get to decide what we're going to look at, what we're going to pay attention to. I like to focus on the positive and what works about everything instead of what doesn't work. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.